particular conversation now. Is mediation the best way to go then, away from going to the courts?
Well, I think it's high time that Kenyans realized that most countries have moved on. In fact, if you go to the United States of America, you will not be allowed to file your suit in court if you have not gone through mediation. So mediation is the best way to go because of all the advantages that I told you. It's cheaper, it is quicker, it improves relationships, it's confidential. Most of the disputes that go to court are done in the open. Nobody wants to wash their dead linen in public. Be it families, be it companies, they want to resolve their disputes in a confidential way. Number two, they want to resolve the dispute and maintain a relationship. Number three, they want to be able to take control of the outcome. When you go to court, the courts will determine your case and give you an outcome they will surprise you with an outcome that you are not really prepared for. But when you are in control of the process, you come out with your own outcome. One thing I usually tell people is that at the village level, you hear somebody has messed up with somebody and they say, see you in court. They cannot afford to pay a lawyer. Number two, they cannot afford to travel, to pay the costs associated with that. So because the Constitution allows this, to find a way of resolving conflicts and access to justice to everybody, mediation is the best because it can be offered also at the community level. There is what we call village mediation, and where elders are trained, chiefs, elders are trained to resolve disputes where they occur, so that when they reduce tension in the village. In fact, I thought that after the post-election violence, because I had partnered with the National Legal Aid and the European Union, and we trained council of elders in different parts. We went to Kisumu, we trained the Luo-Luya Kis elders, we went to Gadamena Hotel in Meru, and then we went to the coast and trained elders. And those people, the few who were trained, are really offering good service in resolving disputes within the community. I
want to ask a question though. I wouldn't call it small cases or small disputes.
Yes.
A case, for instance, let's say it's murder. That's a capital offense.
Yes.
A case like that, can it be really solved by mediation? Even if, let's say, it's happened in the village setup where the council of elders can come and talk through whatever that's happening, is that the best way to go?
The answer is no. You cannot resolve murder through mediation. But it has been resolved previously through traditional dispute resolution mechanism. There was a case in Isiolo where somebody committed murder, and the two communities sat together and they agreed to pay the mother of the deceased 50 camels as blood money. The case was already in court, but there was no witness, prosecution witnesses. So the judge said, can you go and find out what there was agreed on? And the report was brought back, and that was adopted as a judgment of the court. So traditional dispute resolution mechanism sometimes has been used in resolving these capital offenses in the village. But I think the Constitution also says you cannot resolve issues that are abhorrent to morality and which go against the great things like murder, rape. It's not encouraged to have them resolved through mediation. They can't be resolved through mediation anyway, but they can be resolved through traditional dispute resolution mechanisms.
Because the example you've just given, 50 camels and murder someone's life, you can't really equate the two.
But you see, every case in court, you have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt, which means you need witnesses.
Right.
You can't just send somebody to convict somebody based on lack of evidence. You see, because of that, if the members of the community, those ones who are present, refuse to come to court to give evidence, what recourse do you have? This person will be acquitted. So Avadari, the 50 camels we are talking about, otherwise this person will just walk scot-free, because you cannot convict a person unless people are proven their case beyond reasonable doubt. If there's no witness, then what happens? So that's why these cases sometimes, as the last resort, are resolved through traditional dispute resolution mechanisms.
That's an interesting perspective. But let's talk about now lawyers.
Yes.
Are lawyers involved in the mediation process because does it take away the actual job?
Sometimes I'm a lawyer myself, so I know. Initially, we used to think that mediation was, we used to describe ADR as accelerated decline in revenue. That was going to reduce our revenues. But let me tell you, all over the world, lawyers are well involved. They are at the center stage of the mediation, especially in court. In Kenya, we have the Court Annex Mediation Program in court. And cases are now being referred to mediation. And the rate, we started with a pilot program in the year 2015, and at 2017, the pilot program came to an end, and the success was very high. Now, Court Annex mediation has already been entrenched in the system. And the cases are being identified and referred to mediation. And therefore, I also see it as a convener of the mediation subcommittee of the Law Society of Kenya.
Right.
My intention is to encourage lawyers wherever they are. Let them be part of the process. Some lawyers in other jurisdictions have departments in their law firms, which are either mediation or litigation. And you find that mediation is making more money because you can resolve many disputes faster and still maintain the relationship between the disputants.
Right.
And the clients usually prefer their cases resolved quickly because what they are looking for is expedition. My encouragement to all the lawyers, both senior and young lawyers, is that let's embrace mediation. Let's assist the court so that we make court and next mediation a success, because at the end of the day, all disputes come to the office of the lawyer. And therefore, it's good when your client is asking you to advise them on whether they can go to mediation or litigation, you should be at the forefront with the knowledge about what mediation is, and so that you can be able to guide your client properly. So lawyers, wherever you are in the country, please welcome into this.
Right.
Yeah.
That space. We have less than a minute to go.
Yes.
I want us to now maybe give us your final take when it comes to mediation and whatever that's happening right now politically with the Azimio and the government situation. Okay.
Before I conclude, because I need to say something about training and certification of mediators. Okay. It's very important to know that. In Mediation Training Institute, East Africa, we train and certify mediators internationally. We work together with the International Mediation Institute, Netherlands, right, Singapore International Mediation Institute, and other international bodies. So when we train you as a mediator, and we have trained more than 6,900 mediators across Africa and Asia, when we train you, you can practice internationally. And we have a track record. Now, in our country, right now, the best way is to involve experts. There are so many experts here who can help us resolve what we have right now. Postponing this problem to other years down the line is not going to solve it. We can't bury our head in the sand like proverbial ostriches, hoping that this conflict will resolve itself. When we have experts, international experts, people like us who are in the United Nations, in the other international bodies, helping them resolve disputes, let the government involve the experts in this country and calm down. Sit down and let's talk, have an honest discussion about what ails us and resolve it now. Postponing the next year to other years is just passing over this thing to the next generation, which will be like you're passing a disease to the next generation. Let's solve it during our lifetime so that our children can enjoy living together.